So we're going to break down and find out where were the Velaryons during Game of Thrones.
What do you know of Velaryon blood, princess? I could cut my veins and show it to you.
Now the Velaryons, they're known for Old Valyria, pledging fealty to Rhaenyra Targaryen and also bending knee to Stannis in Game of Thrones. The Velaryons were known that not fire runs through their veins, but salt water. They were a proud family of seafarers and traders whose ancestors settled in Westeros way before the Targaryens came into play. They sat on the Isle of Driftmark. Legends say that it was a mythical Merlin king that gave them the gift to have the throne in Driftmark and sustain and maintain there for years and years to come. It was the Velaryon who supported Aegon I when he ruled the Seven Kingdoms early in those days. Also, they were known especially for the seas. The Velaryons were the ruler of the seas while the Targaryens ruled the skies. They were particularly involved within the council of the realm and also were involved when it came to the marriages and marrying with the Targaryens at the top of the highest throne. They took great pride as Velaryons, as they always would boast about their pure Velaryon blood which run through their veins. This was a great honour. House of the Dragons, you can see the Velaryons are dark skin and black. Particularly it shows how multicultural and how diverse and modernised Velaria was. Corlys Velaryon, who was Lord of Driftmark, shows this. He himself was one of the wealthiest men in Westeros. He was wealthier than the Lannisters and the Hightowers, with the spices and silks. Corlys was almost very vain. Vanity was a big thing for Corlys. I own this, I own that. This was a Velaryon thing. It was all about who owned what. Corlys tore down the castle of Driftmark and made it high tide. The seahorse sigil is normally their trademark, which they're known for, which is shown throughout House of the Dragons. Earlier in the show of House of the Dragons, Corlys' pride could not understand how Rhaenys wasn't given the throne. This, to him, was a big monopoly. Probably why they even married to Rhaenys, given the fact that King Jaehaerys had no other direct blood that was more clearer than Rhaenys to give it to, although they gave it to King Viserys. Corlys ended up pledging his allegiance to King Viserys and King Viserys' daughter, Rhaenyra Targaryen, to the point where he was made hand of the queen to Rhaenyra and also helped fight with his fleets to back her support within the Dance of Dragons. The Battle of Gullet is one of the big battles that occurred where he fought for the Blacks who supported Rhaenyra Targaryen. 100 years after, or even more, King Aerys II at this time was King of the Realm. Lord Lucerys Velaryon feeded the Mad King what he wanted to get. This was his tactic to gain rewards from the Mad King. He would feed him constantly just to make sure he had the edge when it came to the Game of Thrones. He even made the king turn on his own son, Rhaegar, the Prince of Dragonstone. John Robert's rebellion, the Velaryons who sided with the Mad King were destroyed. The storms took away their fleet, which is very ironic. You know, when it's speak about the Baratheons, they speak about Storm's End, which Robert Baratheon was. And he ended up obtaining victory from all of this. This then caused Stannis, who was Robert's brother, to be given Dragonstone. And he had the vessel at House Velaryon. During the death of Robert Baratheon, Lord Mumford Velaryon pledges his fealty to King Stannis, who they always call the one true king. He adds his galleys to Stannis' fleet to restore Valyria the way it used to be, and supported him to take the realm back from Robert Baratheon's son, King Joffrey. This was what they called the Battle of Blackwater, which destroyed the fleets full of wildfire, which Tyrion had ordered. Tyrion had really put a dent, not just to Stannis, but the Velaryons. Lord Mumford's son ends up taking over the 6-year-old Montrese, the Master of Driftmark and the Lord of the Tides, while his half-brother was told to pledge to King Joffrey, who was Yorain Velaryon. It's also shown when the one true king came to attack Mance Rayder, Jon Snow had seen the sigils of the Velaryons. They had aligned with Stannis at the time as the army came forward. Funny enough, Yorain becomes Grand Admiral. Cersei lifts him up in that position as Cersei really liked Yorain. It reminded her of Rhaegar, who she wanted to marry. Although when Cersei's in prison, Yorain abandons her. Now at this time, the bulk of Velaryons were either with Stannis or the wife, as Stannis had big battles against the Boltons, and you can imagine possibly a lot of that army was wiped away in that sad, infamous battle. Rumours and myths say that Yorain Waters became a pirate king in the Stepstones within Torturous Deep, calling himself the Lord of the Waters. If you want more of these breakdowns, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe.